All right, let's go. So, welcome to another episode of eCom Raw Reality. As always, we talk about all things e-commerce, Shopify, Facebook ads, Google ads, email marketing, SMS marketing, CRO soon, I guess. And in this one, actually, that's what I want to focus on the fact that in ecom, just like in info, if you are familiar with the info space, you can become a growth operator, or as we can call it here, either a ecom growth partner or an ecom growth operator. And what do I mean by that? Because, for example, many agencies out there do paid media, right? So they're like a media buying agency. Others do email marketing, so they're like an email marketing agency, right? But for most of them, and let me just take the volume down here on my headphones. So most of them, they have two options to scale. One of them is to get more clients and just get those 3K, 4K, 5K, maybe more retainers and just stack as many as possible. And or another option, which many agencies actually do because they realize this is the way to make more, help more, and actually possibly even deliver better results. And that is by taking care of more than just like one part of the business, right? So as an example, myself, I can do paid media and email marketing, of course, together with my team, not alone. Like, I can't do everything. And actually, I don't do almost anything when it comes to that, meaning that, for example, on the email side, I'm barely involved. On the paid media, I am still involved, but what I want to actually focus on is that I'm not necessarily a media buyer, meaning that I can do that, but being a media buyer is like so easy, like I can teach anyone if they have the attitude, such as patience, coachability, and that's pretty much it. Curiosity would be the third thing, but otherwise anyone can learn fairly easy. Like it's so easy to actually become a digital marketer nowadays that it should be illegal, just because anyone can become one, especially if they have the right soft skills and also then the hard skills, which are very easy to actually get. It's just about watching a few YouTube videos and or actually being around someone who does it, right? That's how I also learned media buying. I just learned from one of my mentors, I would say, because he needed some help. I wanted to also learn while also making some money, right? That's how we all start, and just by shadowing you learn so much. But let's come back to the growth operator, ecom growth operator, because in most cases you can do more than one thing. And for example, my bread and butter is still paid media. I do help with email and SMS as well when possible. However, some people forget that it's not just about that. It's not just about paid media. It's not just about email. It's not just about CRO. It is about offer creation, promo planning, forecasting, knowing what Shopify tools to use. And there are so many other things that you could bring up because, for example, there's also some excitement that you need to actually build, within your brand, within your company, because it's still a people business in most cases, right? Unless you're just like a dropshipper doing just the ads, but you still need email marketing, right? But in most cases, most teams that grow, because ideally you do work with bigger brands, not with small ones, not with ones that aren't here to stay. Just because of longevity reasons. But if you can help with more than you're even paid for, that's when you'll have a crazy high retention, right? I was just talking yesterday with a guy who's doing info, and he was asking me like, which one is one of my longer term clients, and what their fees. So I said like 3K, which is nothing crazy. I said that they're almost on like 2 years now, might be lower, could be 18 months, like can't remember the dates at this point, but it's almost 2 years. It's going on really soon here, and he was already doing the math and was impressed that basically their lifetime value for that client is 3 multiplied by 24, it's like 72K, right? But I mean, that's over 2 years, you know, so if you spend too much time, then that's all you'll get, you know, 72K over 2 years. But sometimes you have clients where 72 is just like what they pay in a year. For others, it's what they pay in 8 months, right? And this is where it helps a lot if you can do way more than your usual paid ads, your usual email marketing. Because right now, actually today, I was talking with a brand that I work with on paid specifically, and I was talking about their email, right? Probably even better communication about email than their email team does. But that's another thing, right? Because I also don't want to take much more responsibility when it's not necessary. That's why I actually prefer doing paid media, because email is easier. Like, I know anyone can do it, almost anyone can sell it better, but with paid, it is much more hands-on, meaning that you're either decent, you're either pretty good, or you're like fucking beast, you know. Like, there are levels here, there are levels, and I'm aware of that because I spend like almost all day looking at ads. So I know that the more you actually look at data and the more adjustments, micro adjustments you can make, the better the performance. And that's why if you look at data, you can understand, all right, is it my paid side that's sucking right now, or is it seasonality, or is it email? And basically that's the understanding that you need if you want to become, let's say, a growth operator. And this is what many agencies actually try to do. They try to offer multiple services, and I've been in an agency that has tried that. It was a multi-million-dollar agency, so they were doing many things right. However, having multiple departments of an agency work together, that's not easy, because it's a people thing. And unless you have a great leader, unless you have, I would say it's just about leadership and understanding psychology, human behavior. Because even myself with my team, right, I ask them or try to see where they are at in terms of headspace. Like, are they happy? Are they do they have too much work? Do they maybe don't have enough work? You know, like, it happens. Like, I'm not trying to overwork my team, so whenever we can do things faster, it's like, all right, I mean, if you can do it in 3 hours and the rest 5 hours of the day you don't really have anything to do, well, what can I say? Enjoy the free time, you know. Of course, we always have some new things to work on, but sometimes it's really like that. Like, you've actually put in the required work, so there's not as much to do. And that's I guess where everyone is striving to be, trying to do less work and still, let's say, make the most out of it, right? Because sometimes effort doesn't give you extra results, you know. It's just like if you try to run a mile, right? And this is probably not the best analogy, but if you're trying to eat 3,000 calories, right? It doesn't matter if you eat all of them in one sitting or in like 3 sittings, you know? Doesn't matter. No one really cares if you spend more time or if you spend more effort cooking, you know, the result is more or less the same. Maybe you can say that, all right, thermodynamics, you know, digestion of food, and that's why you will burn more calories, whatever, you know, minimal effect to some extent. The main result will be more or less the same. So I could definitely talk more about growth operating. I know we're like getting to 10 minutes here, but the thing is that if you start to just understand more parts of a business, you can just offer more value, you know. So that's how you become one of the best, you know. It's the same as comparing myself with someone like Alex Hormozi, you know, like that guy understands business way better at this point. Like, he just has way more dots, and he pretty much knows when he looks at the business what's the problem, right? For example, I can also understand to some extent, but it just takes more time, more effort, more energy. So I just run at 4 times slower speed, maybe 10x time slower speed, probably even more if you think about how much he actually earns, right, compared to myself, or how most of us actually think of money, income, and all of that. So the main takeaway here is that if you learn more and you just get better at what you do, things will just become easier. And in e-commerce, you can definitely become better at understanding multiple parts of the business. And usually it's paid ads, retention, and CRO. Like, these are the most important parts. Plus the smaller things in there, like which Shopify app should you use or install? What's the cost of that Shopify app? Is it actually bringing you an ROI or not? So this is something that I also talk with my clients, and this is how you just get better over time. So you can offer a better service and better retention, and basically everyone wins, right? So I would say that's pretty much it for this one. We'll end it right here while I'm waiting for the greenie here. And basically until next time, peace out.